Good morning, and welcome to today's Introduction to NinjaTrader 8 New Features webinar. We're at Release Candidate 1, and this week we'll be talking about charting enhancements including tabbed windows, new custom controls, equidistant bar spacing, tick replay indicators, chart trader enhancements, and attaching orders to indicators. I'd like to ask everybody to enter AY into the room if they can hear my voice and see a projection onto their screen. Terrific. And before we get too much further, I would just like to let you know that it is important to understand that there are substantial risks in trading commodity futures contracts. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you, and this will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all the funds deposited with your broker, and you could even incur losses beyond those amounts. Please inquire at brokersupport@ninjatrader.com for more information or for a copy of the CFTC full risk disclosure. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but are simply educational in nature. NinjaTrader 8 is currently leaving the public beta phase. A general release will be available once all showstopper bugs have been resolved. So next I'd just like to go over a little bit of information about NinjaTrader 8 generally. NinjaTrader 8 includes over 500 major enhancements, many of which directly resulted from user feedback. The NinjaTrader 8 user interface was redesigned by an experienced UI designer rather than by engineers, and this gives NinjaTrader 8 a few edges. User interface is designed to feel familiar to existing users, while adding many convenience features and modernized elements. We've utilized the WPF rather than the WinForms user interface technology, and this gives the user interface a more modern feel and easily allows us to implement multiple skin options while allowing for custom skin creation. This also allows the creation of entirely new windows easily by coders. We've also utilized DirectX for chart rendering, and this gives us faster, more robust drawing, more robust custom drawing capabilities for coders. Speaking of coders, NinjaScript has been expanded greatly, allowing even more flexibility in extending the application with custom functionality. Some of this functionality includes bar types, such as minute, tick, and Renko, chart styles, such as candlesticks, OHLC, and box, drawing tools, import types, such as historical data, indicators, market analyzer columns, optimization fitness, optimizers, performance metrics, share services, including email and Facebook, strategies, and Superdome columns. We've completely redesigned our alerts functionality, which allows for execution of complex multifaceted conditions without any programming experience. We've rewritten the core data engine, and this improves the way market data is processed when received from your data provider, and that in turn increases historical tick accuracy. With a greater tick accuracy, traders can calculate indicators and strategies with greater precision and improve volume analysis. We've also created a tick replay feature, which will allow creation of intrabar sensitive data very easily. And I'll go ahead and post a link into the room for more information on the tick replay feature. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and look over what we need to do to get started with NinjaTrader 8 Release Candidate 1. So with NinjaTrader 8 Release Candidate 1, as soon as you install it, if you already had NinjaTrader 7 installed, Your NinjaTrader 7 license will continue working. You can run NinjaTrader 7 and NinjaTrader 8 at the same time. Now, not all data feed providers will let you connect to them multiply, but you can run both platforms at the same time. And the very first time you start up NinjaTrader 8, you can import data from NinjaTrader 7. And this data includes your database, which includes your ATM strategy templates, your session templates, your instrument lists, your custom instruments, your historical trade execution data, your save strategy analyze, and your save strategy analyzer backtest results. This will also include your configuration file, which includes your data feed connections, so you won't have to enter your passwords again when you migrate from NinjaTrader 7 to NinjaTrader 8. There is no cost to download and use NinjaTrader for simulation trading. All features available on the simulation license. All features are available, on the simulation license, except the ability to trade live. We are working on converting several user-submitted indicators from the NinjaTrader 7 file sharing forum to function in NinjaTrader 8. If you have any NinjaTrader 7 indicators, they will need to be converted to NinjaTrader 8. And I'll go ahead and show you where we can download NinjaTrader 8. We can download this from ninjatrader.com/platform direct, capital P, capital D on platform direct, all one word. If you come across anything that you'd like to report with the NinjaTrader beta, or you have any questions, I'd like to draw your attention to our support forum, which is at ninjatrader.com/support/forum. And I'd just like to encourage everybody to join and submit any feedback and suggestions for NinjaTrader 8. You can also request updates on ongoing bug fixes in that forum as well. And so this week, we'll be discussing charting enhancements. And so I have a copy of NinjaTrader open. And one of the first things we're going to look over is tabbed windows. So to look at tabbed windows, we can actually look in the control center itself. Many windows in NinjaTrader now have a tabbed interface. And we can see at the bottom that we have orders, executions, strategies, positions, account, and log. I can actually add other custom tabs. Currently, these are my only choices: orders, execution, strategies, positions, account, and log. But if I wanted to close one of these tabs in order to save space, say the strategies tab, I can select the tab, and then I can click the gray X on the right end of the tab and remove it. I can actually go ahead and remove all of these tabs completely, except for one tab. There always has to be at least one tab showing, and I can go ahead and add all those tabs back using the plus icon. And each time I'm doing this, I'm left clicking on the plus icon, and then I'm selecting one of my menu options. If I'd like to change the ordering of these tabs, for instance, to store log's position on the end, I can left click on the tab, and I can drag it to the right and position it where I'd like it, and then let go. And now we can see that I've restored the original ordering. And on some NinjaTrader elements, such as charts, we can do something else. So I'm going to go ahead and go to New and then Chart. And for this presentation, the instrument that I'll be using is the E-mini S&P on the December 2016 contract. And so I'll go ahead and select that instrument and then push OK. And what I'd like to demonstrate here is that, again, we can create new charts in the same shell window by using the plus button. I'll go ahead and make my second chart a Russell, a TF on the December 2016 contract. And I'll go ahead and select that instrument and push OK. And again, to get on that screen, I did push the plus icon at the bottom. And what I'd like to show you is that if I wanted two ES charts, what I could do is I could right click on the ES tab and click duplicate in new window. And we can see that that brought up a new ES chart in a new window. I'll go ahead and close that. If I wanted another tab for the ES, say I wanted my new tab to have a different period, I can right click on ES again, and I can click duplicate a new tab. And if I wanted to give this an easy to remember name, I can right click on it and I can click rename. And that brings up this properties window for the chart. As we can see, the default name for a tab is just the instrument name. So that's why it says ES1216 at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and give this a custom name. I'll call this E-mini hourly. And that is the tab name field that I changed that in. And then I'll go ahead and push OK. And we can see that this tab has now been renamed to E-mini hourly. I'll go ahead and change this to a 60-minute chart so that it lives up to its name. And so that's our tabbed windows feature, and I'll go ahead and put some more information into the chat on that feature. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and bring up the new instrument selector. And as we can see, in NinjaTrader 8, instrument selection has considerably more options in the pull-down menu that we had in NinjaTrader 7. Now, short instrument selection still does work, and for those of you that weren't aware of this feature, if I just click on the chart and I start typing letters and numbers, for instance, 60M, M standing for minutes, and then hit enter, we can see that that would change me to an hourly chart. If I typed in 30M, for instance, that would be a half hourly chart. So up here in the upper left-hand corner, we have a more involved instrument selector. We see several options for minutes, seconds, range, tick volume, day, week, month, and year. This is actually configurable. If I push the configure button on the lower right, for instance, I can go ahead and add using the add button here. Let's go ahead and add a Heikin-Ashi interval, which is a new built-in bar type for NinjaTrader 8. And we'll go ahead and, in addition to its default 1 value, let's go ahead and make our Heikin-Ashi's underlying data series a tick series. And we'll make this a 7 tick series by changing its base period type to tick and its value to 7, and then pushing OK. If we select the default value, the 1, and click edit, we can see that its underlying base period type is a minute. And so we can have as many values with as many underlying base period types as we'd like, and that's true for any of these. For instance, if I wanted a 1,440 minute chart or a daily chart using a daily chart built off of minute data, I can click Add here on the values after selecting minute as the interval. And I can change the value to 1440 and then push OK. And then push OK. And we can see that everything that I've added through the configuration screen is now showing up here in our interval selector. And so I'll go ahead and post a link to that, to more information on that feature in the room as well. So this first link is going to be on using tabs. And the second link is going to be on the interval selector. And in addition to interval selection, we also have a new instrument selection widget. Now toward the top, I have several instruments that I've used previously that get pinned up here. We can see, for instance, that I've used the E-mini S&P and the Russell recently. We also noticed that some of the instruments that I had up here have gone away. So if I'd like one of these to stick around, because this does only keep the most recent instruments that I've used. If I want, for instance, the E-mini S&P to be on in this section permanently, this is a little bit like using the default instrument list. Then I can click this pin icon here next to the E-mini S&P, and I'll do the same thing with the Russell. And now those two instruments are going to be there for good. And we can see once I've done that, I still have a list of 6 most recently used instruments. And we can see that the most recently used instruments do not include the pinned instruments. So these are in addition to the 6 most recently used instruments. If I unpin the Russell, then we can see that one of my most recently used instruments goes away. So in addition to that, we can also select any instrument from any one of our lists. And another very cool feature is that I can take the instrument that is currently loaded onto my chart. In this case, this would be the E-mini. I'll go over here and select the Russell just to drive the point home. And since this is a Russell chart, I can select any one of these instrument lists and add to that list. And excuse me, this does actually only add the top instrument here to my list. So if I unpin the E-mini S&P and I come down to down 30, I do apologize. It's been a while since I played with this feature. But yeah, we can add custom instruments to each of these lists through the instrument selector. There we are. So yeah, so now that the TF is on the top of the instrument pull down, if I come down to Dow 30, then I have the option to add the TF 1216 to the Dow 30. So that should cover the new instrument selector. And again, if I'd like to just browse any of my instruments, I can click the hourglass. And this will give me a traditional instrument search list. So I could type in ES and then hit enter, and then I could see all the instruments that include an ES, including my E-mini. I'll go ahead and click cancel to get off of the screen. And for more information on the instrument selector, I'll go ahead and paste a link to the appropriate help guide section into the room. The next feature that I'd like to talk about is equidistant bar spacing. Now, because this is a time-based series, of course, I will naturally have equidistant bar spacing on this chart. So let's change that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and select my 7-tick Heiken Ashi that I set up earlier. And we can see that this looks fairly uniform if we just look at the chart, but if we look at the time series at the bottom, we see times repeating 1446 several times in a row, 1447 twice, and then many 1448s and 1449s. So in order to space these at the bottom evenly, we can right click on the chart and come down to properties. And where it says equidistant bar spacing, we can uncheck that and push OK. And so we see with equidistant bar spacing off, everything visually on the chart is now spaced more or less randomly. But at the bottom, we can see that the time series has become even. We go from 1447, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. And so I'll go ahead and turn equidistant bar spacing back on by right-clicking, going to Properties, and where it says equidistant bar spacing, I'll go ahead and check it and push OK. And now we're back on, and now we can see that our Heiken Ashi 7-tick bars are spaced more or less uniformly, and our time series has then been duplicated to make up for the difference. So that is equidistant bar spacing. Now I'd like to discuss tick replay indicators for a little bit. And again, I did place a link to the help guide section for tick replay into the chat earlier. I'd like to invite everybody to load up this page, the ninjtrader.com/support/NT8/EN-TAC-US/developing_for_tick_replay.htm. I'd just like to invite everybody to load that page into their browser. This part of the presentation is going to be geared a little bit more toward developers. Because what the tick replay engine does is it makes it easier for developers to develop indicators which use data from interbar series. The tick replay provides more granular tick-related information and can be helpful if you need to know the most recent last price, last volume, best ask price, or best bid price that occurred inside of your primary input series without needing to program a custom tick series, which you would have had to do in NinjaTrader 7. An indicator or a strategy running tick replay needs to have been specifically designed to take advantage of tick replay. In general, this means adding additional logic to the on-market data event handler. However, tick replay can also be used to call on-bar update on each tick or on price change during historical calculations. Tick replay introduces advanced techniques to calculate your indicators, and as a result, there are several notes on that help guide link that should be taken into consideration. Below the notes section, there is a description for how the tick replay engine works, And there are 3 scenarios: calculate on bar close, calculate on price change, and calculate on each tick, with examples below each scenario that let you know when on bar update and on market data are going to be called. That will give you a really intuitive idea as far as what tick replay is going to do for you, without you needing to code up custom bar series to get at more market data events. And so what I'd like to do in this presentation is go ahead and show you how to turn tick replay on. Because this is an advanced feature that takes a little bit of knowledge in order to use properly. This can also cause severe performance impact. And so it was decided in a similar manner to our global simulation mode kill switch. It was decided to add a hidden option to turn on tick replay, and I'll go ahead and show you where that's at. So if I could invite you to go to Tools, Options, Market Data, then inside Market Data on the right-hand side, we'll see an option Show Tick Replay. If you check this option here, then globally, all of your indicators will have access to the tick replay engine. If this is unchecked, then none of them will. So if your copy of NinjaTrader is performing very sluggishly and you're looking to optimize performance, one thing you can do is turn off tick replay and see if your copy of NinjaTrader speeds up dramatically. If it does, then chances are it is causing the sluggishness. So that's how we turn on tick replay. So I'll go ahead and push OK to get out of this dialog. In addition, your indicator or strategy must also be aware of tick replay. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it must be coded to take advantage of tick replay, but there is another switch in the indicator or strategy itself that must be turned on as well. So I'll go ahead and add a custom strategy to my chart by right-clicking on the chart and selecting Strategies. I'll go ahead and select the sample MA crossover strategy, and I'll click Add. And where I'd like to draw your attention on the right, oh, excuse me, this is not a tick replay enabled strategy, so I'll go ahead and remove this. And I'll go ahead and load up a custom strategy. Okay, I do apologize. Once the strategy is actually coded to use tick replay and the tick replay option is enabled globally, that is actually the extent of what we need to do to enable tick replay. And for more information on the tick replay feature, again, I would like to invite you to visit that section of the help guide. And so finally, I'd just like to discuss some enhancements to ChartTrader. So again, there are 2 ways to turn on ChartTrader. These are unchanged from NinjaTrader 7. The first way is to right-click on the chart and select Properties. Scroll down to the bottom. It's actually moved closer to the top, but if we click Chart Trader, we can change this from off to Chart Trader. Chart Trader in NinjaTrader 8 now has a hidden mode where it's enabled and we can right click on the chart, for instance, and place trades, but it's not actually visible. We won't be using that mode for this presentation, so we'll just select Chart Trader and then push OK. The other way to turn on Chart Trader is to hover over these buttons at the top until we find the one whose hover text says Chart Trader, and clicking on this box will either hide or show Chart Trader. And so once Chart Trader is open, a few new enhancements have been made to Chart Trader. First of all, we have a new quantity selector. And one of the things about the quantity selector that I can do is I can type in 0.1M and then hit the enter key, and we can see that that changed 0.1M to 100,000. So that will make it easier for certain kinds of Forex trades to trade lots. I'll change this back to 5 and hit enter. And so there have been improvements to the quantity selector. There have also been improvements to the ATM strategy selector, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate some of those. I'll left click on the ATM strategy and select custom. And we can see that this looks somewhat similar to the ATM strategy selector in NinjaTrader 7. One of the improvements that we notice right away is that we only have one target row. If you'll remember, in NinjaTrader 7 we had three targets. So in NinjaTrader 8, I only have one target showing initially, but if I click this Add button, I can add as many targets as I'd like. And so I can make a more complicated ATM strategies using NinjaTrader 8 than I was able to in NinjaTrader 7. Over here at the bottom left then, we see a More pull down. And so if I click that, I see several options here. Some of these are going to be familiar, some of these are going to be new. One of the more interesting options here is the MIT for profit. NinjaTrader 8 has support for a new order type called MIT, or marked if touched. And this is going to be similar to the market if touched. This is going to be similar to a stop market order, except that this will allow you to place it on the side of the market that you would place limit orders on. Remember, buy low, sell high for limit orders. This would allow you to essentially place a market order away from the price point the way you can place limit orders away from the price point. And so if I click marked if touched for profit, then that would mean that my profit target could be essentially a market order instead of a limit order. There are some other options such as chase and chase if touch with a built-in chase limit. So what that will do, if you'll remember in NinjaTrader 7 we had stop losses that trailed, which meant that, as you took more and more profit, the stop loss would of course increase in ticks. We can do something similar with a chase. If the market is continually drifting upward a certain number of ticks, then the profit target can drift up that number of ticks as well. So this will enable you, in a volatile market to set a more conservative profit target, but then if you end up with a bearish or bullish market and your profit target is in the correct direction, then that will enable you to take advantage of that. the shadow strategy was an option in NinjaTrader 7, and that is documented in our help guide, but it's a little more prominent and explicit here in NinjaTrader 8. And then we see that we also have reverse at stop, reverse at target options, and those are more or less self-explanatory, but they're fairly cool. And underneath our stop strategies, bringing up our custom stop strategy screen, we can see that these options are more or less unchanged from NinjaTrader 7. And so those are some of the enhancements to ATM strategies. Finally, we have a new way to enter orders in NinjaTrader 8. We can attach orders to indicators. And so I'll go ahead and create a new SMA indicator by pushing Control-I to bring up the indicator selection screen. I'll type the letter S to jump down to SMA. I'll click Add. And I'll go ahead and leave this SMA with its default options and push OK. And so now we can see that we have an SMA indicator. Its current value is 1231.9. I'll go ahead and add a limit order and a stop loss order, and I'll go ahead and center them around this. So first I'll go ahead and put the limit order at the price so you can see what's going on. I'll go ahead and place my limit order by right-clicking on the chart at the price point that I'd like to place it at. And again, we have MIT or limit as options now. I'll go ahead and pick sell limit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the SMA by right-clicking on it and coming down into its right-click menu, coming down to attach to indicator, and coming down to properties. And here we can see every indicator on my chart in a pull down. In this case, I only have one. We can see an offset field that I'll be using momentarily. And I'll go ahead and push OK. And we can see once I pushed OK, my limit order became attached to my SMA price. Now, if I want to make this a protective bracket centered around my SMA, I can right-click on this again, go into its pull-down. First, I do have to disable it before I can change its properties, so I'll uncheck Enabled, and then I'll right-click again, go into its pull-down, attach to indicator, and go to Properties. And this time I'm going to make the offset 10 ticks above the SMA. So we can see that that brought that way up there. Let's right-click below the currently traded price now and make the other half of our protective order. Let's do a sell stop market. Let's right-click on it, go into its right-click menu, attach to indicator, properties, and let's do this one 5 ticks below and push OK. And now we can see that as our SMA moves up and down, both of our stop and limit orders would have moved up and down as well. If our stop hadn't been triggered, then we would see it moving up and down with our SMA. So I'll go ahead and cancel this limit order. And so attaching orders to indicators is a very useful feature in NinjaTrader 8. And that covers all the charting features that I wanted to go over this week. So in closing, I just wanted to recap what we covered. Again, this week our topic was charting enhancements. We covered tabbed windows, new custom controls, equidistant bar spacing, tick replay indicators, chart trader enhancements, and attaching orders to indicators. And one thing that's not on the list that we did cover was new ATM options as well. Note that many more features are covered on the What's New in NinjaTrader 8 page, and I'll go ahead and post a link to that in the room. And TSS, are there lessons on how to use wizards for indicators and strategy? Yes, there are. Actually, I'll go ahead and bring up the link to our YouTube channel. We have a new and improved YouTube channel for NinjaTrader 8. And this includes NinjaTrader 8 beta tips and NinjaTrader 8 beta tutorial videos. And that link is here. And so covering strategies specifically, if you clicked that link and then went to the NinjaTrader 8 beta training, some of the things that you'd want to look at would be the bars, ATMs, and NinjaScript editor video, and the Windows tick replay indicators and attaching orders video. So yeah, we'll have several videos on using the various wizards and various ways to generate NinjaScript on that channel. So, great question. Please note that we will plan on highlighting a different set of features every week, and I'd like to encourage everybody to explore the What's New document and bring any questions with them to next week's session. Again, thank you all for coming. And if anybody has any questions about the NinjaTrader 8 beta, in addition to the support room link that I posted earlier, I'd like to direct people to platform support at ninjatrader.com. If you send in an email there, we'll be happy to help you right away. Once again, thank you all for coming, and thank you all for using NinjaTrader.